kinda like complicated. I never know what I'm chasing, no. I don't need someone to save me, but you appear like a lightning bolt. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. There's magic in your rhythm, like a shockwave to my system. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. 'Cause every time I'm with you, you're my one and only elixir. Like a magnetic attraction, a supernatural vertigo. It's a chemical reaction, something I never imagined, no. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. There's magic in your rhythm, like a shockwave to my system. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. 'Cause every time I'm with you, you're my one and only elixir. You're the one that lights me up. 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 Baby, you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. There's magic in your rhythm, like a shockwave to my system. Maybe you're a wizard, 'cause you're busy. 'Cause every time I'm with you,
everybody. Welcome to the Learn With Me stream. My name is Ashley. I am a connection evangelist for Omniverse Exchange, and I stream twice a week, Monday and Wednesdays, usually. Sometimes I skip a day, at 1 o'clock Eastern Time, 10 o'clock Pacific Time. And this stream, to be 100% transparent, is not a tutorial stream. I do not show you anything step by step. I started this stream when I was new to Omniverse and wanted to explore parts of Omniverse that I wasn't familiar with. And what better way to do that than to dedicate twice a week, an hour at least, and showcase that to the community, because the community is also really good at helping people along. So with that said, if I'm struggling with something and you may have a fix, feel free to put it in the chat. Before we get started for what I was working on the past 2 parts of this stream, I wanted to do a little housekeeping. So at the top of the doc, or the top of the chat, I like to put this document. It has a bunch of different links for you to get started. If you're watching the replay, it is in the description of this video if you're watching on YouTube. And basically this is just a collection of different things that I showcase throughout the stream, or things you should know about. First thing is the community code of conduct, which just applies for interacting with the developer community on both the forums, the chat, and Discord. Anywhere you are communicating, just make sure you are aware of the rules. And a getting started link for you if you're new to Omniverse. This is your system requirements, recommended skills, downloading it, and getting started. There are even some step-by-step tutorials that I have done. So if you're interested in watching something that is actually like a full course, there is tutorials, there's DLI courses, and there's a bunch of samples and tutorials that me and my team have created for you. Also on that resource doc is the Omniverse community calendar. So this calendar has all of the different streams, like my stream, the USD stream that is on the Discord community, Maddie hosts, Eric's engineering design and Omniverse stream, Maddie's developer office hours, which is great. So if you have a question, Maddie takes some questions and answers them directly on the stream. And then we have our normal Wednesday streams. Next week is getting started with Convai. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name in Omniverse, so that would be really cool. Anyway, just add this to your calendar and you won't miss these. Computex announcements, so if you missed any Computex stuff. And then, really cool, a new community challenge. So the other community challenge has ended. It ended on June 30th, and now we have a new one that is all the way until August 31st. So it's a start to finish. If you use Omniverse anywhere in your workflow, we want to see the very beginning of the project and then your final result. So like a side-by-side photo. This is done by Jay Dizzle. He used Photoshop, Substance Painter and Designer, Unreal Engine, USD Composer, and Quixel, so that you can see the beginning and then the end result. And you have until August 31st to submit it to the Discord or the forums, and then you have a chance to be highlighted on our platforms like Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. Ooh, we even have a Threads now. Look at that. And NVIDIA Studios platforms as well. Oh, I have extra links. Let me delete these. So one thing I do want to note right now, as of July 17th at 1:09 p.m. Eastern Time, these Omnigraph documentation pages are down. They are aware of it. I reported it. They're getting it fixed. So if you click these right now, they are down, but they'll be up soon. What if your project is just code? I guess show how your code changed the environment? Yeah. You know, it's not a contest. Submit whatever. Alright, are we good to go? I will warn you guys, it is storming at my house. I live in South Florida, so we get these massive thunderstorms every afternoon, and not only are my dogs freaking out, but I might lose power. So if all of a sudden the stream goes blank, then you know what happened. Yeah. Yeah, so they like redid a bunch of the docs for Kit 105. So right now some of the pages might be broken. Feel free to report them on the Discord if you find any links that aren't. If there is an issue and we don't know about it, then we can go and fix them. Yeah. All the ones I've been finding, I've been reporting, and then internally I looked in the channel and like they're working on it, so it's good to know. All right, so part 1 and part 2. Part 1, I was just like exploring the different Physx nodes in Omnigraph that came with Kit 105 and kind of started playing around with them. Part 2, if you missed it, I was trying to get the on trigger node to work. I did get it work to really for like a simple print screen, and then I was trying to get to work with this example from the example browser, and I could not, and I still can't. So I asked the Omnigraph team. They weren't quite sure because it works actually with Animation Graph. So the trigger is working, but when it is interacting with Animation Graph, it stops working. So then I went and talked to the Animation Graph team, and we're working to see if it's a bug or how does these Physx nodes talk to Sequencer, because it's actually not on the timeline or not in Sequencer. Animation Graph and Sequencer are like separate. So yeah, I don't have a solution for this yet. I'm still working on it. So I'm going to kind of just like move on from this particular workflow and probably come back to it if there is a fix for it. But I still want to explore the other Physx nodes. So for now, we'll move on. But just a reminder, like really all you need for printing or for your on trigger is you just need both of the objects that are interacting with each other need to have a collider. Let me remove my face from the screen so you guys can see a little bit better. Which one? This one, so you can see the whole screen. All right, so make sure both of your objects or any of your objects that are using or going to be interacting with the trigger have colliders. And then I was told the best practice is to not really use trigger relationship, but to use trigger path. So right here in the input of this node is trigger path. So you click add element and you use the one that has the trigger. So right now my sphere is falling into the cube. Well, it's not going to work because I'm trying to use Animation Graph, that issue I was talking about before. But you know what's better? Let's just start with a new scene so we can actually see it working. And what did I call it? Trigger cube USD. Open this up. And right now I have the trigger relationship is the cube. I should switch them. So the sphere should actually be the one with the trigger. I just have a collider on it right now, and so I need to add, actually I need to fix this. I don't know why, but it gives it a triangle mesh for some reason. I'm going to switch it to convex hull. I've learned that Physx does not like a triangle mesh. It can't calculate it properly. It'll give you a little error. So I switched it to convex hull. I'm going to go to add Physx trigger and go get rid of the trigger on the cube. Get rid of that. Yes. And the sphere is the one that I want to put in the trigger path. So I'm going to remove this. This is what Terry told me from the Omnigraph team. So I'm going to use their best practice. Oop. And now it should print trigger to the screen. Which it worked before for me, but Terry said this is best practice, where you do trigger path, and you are using the object that has the trigger, and that's the static object. The dynamic object is not the one with the trigger. And it works. Yay. See? And hopefully I can come back to getting it to work with animation graph, because I think that would be so cool if we could trigger an animation. Yeah, I think that would be really cool. So hopefully we can come back to that. What we're gonna do today instead, let's click new. The static object is the listener. Yes, the static object is the listener. And let's do a visual scripting layout. I want to use the character controller today. So that is a Physx node that came with Kit 105. So I'm using USD Composer 2023.1.1. It's also in the beta 2023.1.0. So whatever one you're using, it should be there. We'll create a new graph. And this character controller has a bunch of different nodes. So we're gonna spawn a capsule to use as our character controller. If you press play, nothing happens, and that's because we need it to have an event. I was playing with this off stream like a little earlier this morning, and I tried to do on tick, and on tick means every like frame of the timeline, right? So I didn't even think. I pressed play and it like goes bananas because it is just spawning the cube over and over and over again. So let's stop that. What you want to use instead is a stage event. Oh, by the way, I'm pressing tab to get to the quick search. And on stage event, and change the event name over here to simulation start play, or whatever you're using, but I'm going to use simulation and plug it in there. Oh, so I don't have a camera set up properly, or it's because my character is in the floor. Well, I'm upside down. Oh no, I was just through the floor. Let's pull that up. And my camera is not set in my character controller. Let's get rid of this for now, actually. Does this still make me do that? Yeah. So it's using the perspective camera, which is... What is it? Is it stuck in the floor? I don't know. Let's see if we can create a new camera and fix that. But at least we know the spawn capsule is fine and it's not freaking out. There we go. And now what we'll do is create a camera and get the camera's path. Oh, we need that character controller. In the character controller input, the first person camera path will be here. I wonder if I need to move the camera right now. See how it's like in the floor? I wonder if it will attach to the cube. Let's see. Nope. Well, it did, but it's like in there. Can I move it and it'll be all right? It looks like a cyborg. Okay, let's see if that works. No. Oh, look, it's like moving it. Oh, that's weird. Let's start from scratch, 'cause I think I messed something up because this was working for me before. Redo. New action graph. Let's spawn the capsule first and the stage event. Switch it to simulation start play, plug that in, press play. Man, why doesn't it behave on stream? Why do you do this to me, Omniverse? Omniverse hates me. Man, I swear this was working before. I don't even have a camera on the scene. Why is it freaking out like that? Character controller, control settings. Let's just set it all up and try to fix it, I guess. Who knows? What was I doing? Create camera. Copy path. Put it here. Let's do... So these are the control settings, so then you can customize your move inputs, which is great. You connect it from here to here. And see, what I don't get is why I have not told it to activate anything. So this should make it activated. And then the capsule path needs to be here. Maybe that'll fix the camera. Okay, press play. Well, let's stop the whole scene. Look, my mouse is stuck. I'm moving in the scene. I see my coordinates moving, but let's move the camera. So off stream, this is what I did. I like moved the camera over here and I was able to watch my capsule from above. And that was working just fine. Okay, let's press play. And look, my mouse is stuck too. Alright, I'm gonna X out of Omniverse. It might be a cache issue because Omniverse gets mad at me. I'm gonna blame this thunderstorm actually because it was not thundering or lightning or any of that before my stream. Everything was working. Now the sky is crying and I'm gonna be crying because Omniverse doesn't want to behave on stream. I'm gonna eventually get someone work in my chat going, "You don't know anything? Why are you working at NVIDIA?" Yes, thank you. I love this background. My son got me into the space backgrounds. He has the same thing. Alright. Let's try again. Yeah, so I guess if that happens to you when you're doing anything, just like restart Omniverse and hopefully that fixes your issue. Sometimes it does for me. Sometimes I need a break. Sometimes I need to just go get coffee in the kitchen and walk away. New action graph. Character controller. Pull all this out. Stage event. Oops. Tab. Stage. Spawn. Oop. On. Simulation start play. There we go. Look, my camera. Okay, that fixed it. It was a cache issue. Alright, so there's my amazing, beautiful, shiny capsule. What are you doing? This is what I want to do. Where's your little thing? Oh, there it is. I had to select the mesh. My bad. Now I can create a camera. Create camera. Copy camera path. Add it to the input of the character controller. Connect the path of the capsule to capsule path. Connect this. It activates the character controller. We want to use some custom settings, so we're going to do that. Change that to... So auto will use default WASD, blah, blah, blah. Manual skip control setup completely, leveling it to the user to do it manually, which I'm assuming is this thing. Which I'm keeping the same. Move down is Q. It doesn't have gravity? Let's press play. Play. And my capsule fell through the floor. Simulation start play. Give me the capsule. Character controller. Switch back to auto. Nope, it still falls to the floor. Capsule. I'm gonna move the camera. Make it a third person camera, why not? Don't enable gravity. Press play. Spawn capsule, where are you? I'm just gonna fight with Omniverse this whole stream. That's all it is. Where'd my camera go? Oh yeah, okay, that's fine. Maybe I disconnect that. I'm gonna give a floor plane, so maybe it stops. What am I doing? What am I doing? Ground plane. What? Where is it even going? I can't even look at its properties. Oh, it's stuck through the floor. Maybe I'll move that down. I don't know what's happening. I think every node interface should have a what do you want to do option. I get lost with nodes because unless you know the right node to use, nodes are scary. Yeah, they can be. It's a lot of experimenting unless you know what you're doing. I would pause instead of stopping and click on the capsule. The problem is I am pausing. Oh, yes, I see what you mean actually. Okay, but look, it's invisible. I don't understand what is happening because this was working before. Maybe I'll get rid of the control settings. I don't know why that would not work, but you know. It's just disappearing. Feed the position spawn variable. It's at 0, 0, 0. Okay, let's copy that then. I can't paste. That's ridiculous. Copy, paste. Okay, yep. You were right, Stefan, you got it. But now my camera's not working, and it was before. First person camera. When I enable gravity, it just goes nowhere. If you have the two nodes, the event and spawn capsule, does it disappear? Oh, like get rid of the character controller? Nope, it doesn't, so something's wrong with the character controller. That's bizarre. Yeah, as soon as you add the character controller, it messes up. Alright, I'm gonna try Xing out and coming back into Omniverse one more time. I had no issues with it an hour ago. I swear. Straight to AI-powered text-to-node generation. That would be helpful. Not that. This. Okay, I'm gonna try to do it exactly how I did an hour ago. I did not go into visual scripting, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just going to go here, visual scripting, create an action graph. I guess I should open this. And then I went down to character controller. I dragged in spawn cube and a stage event. Simulation start play. There we go. I'm just gonna move the ground and the ground collider, I guess. I don't want to move the spawn. I'm scared to move the spawn. The spawn cube capsule, I mean. Okay, that works. Now, let's create a character controller. Activate it after the capsule is spawned. Yes. The capsule path here. Press play. Okay. Gravity works now. It falls onto the ground collider. Great. Create a camera. Copy to clipboard. Paste here. Press play. Okay. Wow. See? I told you it works. I knew I could get it to work eventually. There we go. I wonder if I fall. How big is the collider? The ground just goes infinity. So yeah, you can walk around. This would have been really great when I did the warehouse. All right, let's press the space bar and stop the simulation. Now, let's see. I'm scared to bring in the control settings because I don't know if that's what messed it up or not, but I'm scared, so I'm not going to. I want to see if I can get this to work on trigger, right? Why not? Let's test. So I'm going to get rid of this, the on stage event. And let's bring in the trigger cube USD that I created before. Let's, where is that? Action graph. Let's pull these into the action graph with the spawn. I'm not allowed. It says no. That's okay. I'll just delete this one. And I want on trigger. Somewhere, here it is. And I want it to be, oh, that's right. I keep doing the relationship bundle. But Terry said to not do that. Copy to clipboard. Go here. Go here. Control V. Press play. Whoa! Oh. It didn't work. Sphere needs a trigger API. Oh, because I never saved it. That's why. Oopsie daisy. Hold on, let me go fix this. Delete the trigger off the cube. Yes. Add the trigger to the sphere. Yes. Change the collider from triangular or triangle mesh to convex hull. Done. Press play. It's still not working. Or did I get it backward? No, that's correct. These Physx nodes are very wonky with cache. I am just gonna build it. Maybe I should turn cache off. Cube. Sphere. I'll make the sphere the dynamic object now. Sphere needs Physx, rigid body with collider. Cube needs just a collider. Make sure the collider is not a triangle mesh. It is. Change it to convex hull. And then add a trigger. Physx, trigger. Now go back to my action graph. Trigger. Here we go. Oops, I forgot to copy to clipboard. Trigger path is this one. It's not working. Yeah, I don't understand why sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Oh, it is working. That's fine. Okay. There we go. Now it's working. Okay, so... Well, first let's disconnect. Oopsies. Press stop, press play. Okay, this is suspicious. Look at this. Why can I walk around when my spawn capsule has already... There's nothing telling my capsule. Oh, because maybe this capsule already exists. Let's delete the capsule. Is there a reason why the trigger's execution pins are not connected? Oh. Yeah, maybe that it does need something to work. I've seen it work before where you don't need it to connect anything. It'll grab the colliders anyway, but it just won't do anything. But I'm telling it what to do. So when you connect it to something that's like on trigger, it does this. Otherwise, it'll just find the collider bodies and trigger bodies. But I think I need to delete the capsule. Oops, I don't want to delete the node. I just want to delete the capsule. Okay, so capsule doesn't exist. Now, when the trigger happens... Yes! It works! My mouse is not working. I can't look up and down for whatever reason. But... Ooh, look, I can jump. That's cool. I wonder why my mouse isn't working though. I can't look up and down, but I did get it to work on a trigger, so that's cool. See if I can figure out why my mouse doesn't work. Maybe I need some custom control settings. Let's try that. I'm gonna save this scene before I do that. Save as, put it in my downloads so I can find it easier. And let's call this trigger. Let's first name it Learn With Me. Trigger spawn care controller. And then I can add this to a GitHub repo for everybody. Save. Mouse lock could be a focus on the window like in Unreal. It could, maybe it's the print text messing it up. Nope, it is not that. Let's add a, I need control settings. Plug that in there. Nope. Yeah, something is locking my mouse, but I don't know why. You can kind of see my mouse moving. You can't see the mouse moving, but like it hovers over things and invisibly. And I'm not sure why. I'm just happy that I got the trigger to spawn a capsule. So if I delete the capsule, boom, there we go. So I can even make this like, this happens late, like put all the way up here. Oh, I want to go any higher. There we go. Now I press play. Oops, I forgot to delete my capsule. Delete. Press play, wait for the ball to fall, and then I spawn in. This will make for a good Rube Goldberg machine. You need to catch the focus of the viewport to control the camera. It was working before, so I don't know why. When I had, when I disconnect this, now my mouse still isn't working. I'm not sure what messed it up. It was working before. Let's see. This doesn't say anything about your sensitivity of the mouse. Yep, is 25. Maybe I press manual. Nope. I did move the ground collider, but I feel like even when I moved the ground collider, it was working fine. Restart again. No errors. Whoa. Alright. I have no idea. But at least this part works. I am going to create a GitHub repo and I will add it to the resource document so that if you want to come see this as a sample, you can do so. But don't forget, we did find the other samples in simulation demo scenes. You can only see these when you are using USD Composer 2023, either 1.0 or 1.1, or else they won't show. And these are the trigger conveyor and trigger shape sorting. And we were looking at these before, and it was kind of like looking at Unreal blueprints. They were a little confusing at the time, but if you do take a second to like actually watch what they're doing, it's easy to decipher it. Like this one is definitely pretty straightforward. It's just listening for the trigger of any of the shapes, cubes, cone, cylinder, and then it will rotate it to whatever the target is. And it's also, so yeah, rotating to the target. And then this one is listening for the trigger of the rotation table. Then it is starting the branch, the if statement, and listening for, if it starts with a cylinder, then it will rotate it to the white one. If it starts with a cube, then I'll rotate it to the red one, so on and so forth. So that's what this whole thing is doing here. And then this is basically just when it starts on play. 1 second. All right, I'm gonna start making my way off here because I've got a very anxious Australian Shepherd at my feet. And we remember last stream, she was starting a barking storm in addition to the thunderstorm that was happening. So before she starts going crazy, I'm gonna start getting off here. Check the repo later on if you want to check out the sample that we created today. I don't know if I will have a solution for the animation graph trigger. That's something I got to work with the animation team on. Hopefully I'll have an update. I really don't know. I'll be back on Wednesday. And yeah, make sure you start the start to finish challenge. I'll see you all on Wednesday. Bye.